So, hi everybody. It is 2/18, February 18th, 2026, and today marks the 10th anniversary of Chloe's passing. And I felt that I wanted to ask her what she wanted. And as I was meditating, it's become a nice habit now. I just ask. And this was what I received, just to have a book club chat, and not dominated by me in any way, but that anyone and everyone who has read the book and who wants to offer a comment or a thought or anything to contribute to the conversation. So
Well,
go
yeah,
ahead. I'm opening
yeah,
it up. Hmm?
yeah. So, yeah, I don't mind to start. Because you just mentioned the fact that while you meditate, that Chloe and you get to communicate, and as you know, I read your book. I read it twice, actually. I read it just a few months after the passing of my spouse, and then I was not quite capable of enjoying the whole package and then I read it again last fall, and I remember telling myself, "Oh, that's like a brand new book." And and, um, and funny enough, I started to meditate, being able to do so since Richard's passing, um, around the same time as I started reading the book for the second time. And I actually truly believe that most of the time I get in contact with Richard. And And it's really true reading Chloe and both of your book, um, um, that I managed to do that. That I managed to believe that I could do it, and that I managed to understand also the that it can be very subtle, and although there are times where I doubt, that but as I progress, it's a process, and as I progress, I I'm pretty confident that I get to be in contact with my spouse, and it's not just all in my head, and it's thanks to you and Chloe, and it's funny, as I just said, it's the timing uh, couldn't be more obvious. The fact that I started to read it again for the second time around this last fall, and it spoke to me in a way um, that that just made me believe that I could have a contact with Richard. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I thank you for that, and
Uh,
yeah. So and also I want to mention the fact that I laugh. Like, I laughed reading your book. There was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, in the midst of what you were going through, you managed to use humor, and and I didn't laugh the first time I read it. I just couldn't. I wasn't there yet. But the fact that it's almost like in French, on pourrait dire, tu démocratises la mort.
mm.
You know yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's almost like it's part of life, and we are gonna go through it, but of course our dear ones either our dear ones are gonna leave before us, or we'll leave before them, or but it is part of it, and in your book you make it sound like you remind us that it's it's just a process, it's part of life. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Ah, merci, Caroline.
Yeah.
I remember when I was writing it, I couldn't control where the book was going. I just had to go along for the ride, and I knew that there were parts of it that maybe, I thought, oh no, how can I include that? Or Chloe, how could you say that? But I couldn't edit her words. I told you that, eh? She told me, Mom, you can do whatever you want with your words, but with my words, you are not allowed to touch them. I said, well, then they better be perfect because how do you write a book and not edit the words? But I was told, Andrea, just have faith. You'll see the words themselves, because they are put down with such intention and such honesty, they will resonate. And that's what you're saying. The words themselves resonated. They did. They resonated. But you know who helped me have humor? I mean, was John,
Mm.
because as I was walking, this is, of course, this is before Chloe passed. I met him in January online because I rented this room knowing that I was going to need a place to heal. And Chloe passed on 218, and the address of this house is 218. But I rented this way before she passed. So I'm walking into the palliative care ward, and he is making me laugh. He's making me laugh. I'm laughing out loud. And I'm thinking, how can I do that? That's awful. And then I hear, no, 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 no. Who do you think invented laughter? There's laughter is incredibly holy. So that there could be some laughter in the book is a beautiful thing. I don't really know how that happened. It was just organic, it just did. Just did. But the cool part is how you found the book, Caroline.
Yeah, I find the oh, yeah. And actually, I don't even know how I managed to drive all the way to Saint Sauveur, which was just nearby. Actually, we stayed just the village next to Saint Sauveur. But I was in pain, and I just wanted something to stop the pain. And there's this bookshop on Rue Principale that sells books on the topics of spirituality, and I just thought I'm just going to go there and I'm sure I'm going to find something that's going to help me. Or I was hoping to find something that would just ease my pain. And among all the books, I
You picked
mean,
that.
that was that book. And
Yeah.
I brought it home and I started reading it right away. But yeah, I didn't understand necessarily the depth of it until this last fall when I read it over again. Um, but yeah, I don't even know how I managed to get to Saint Sauveur really, like just to drive there and pick up that book, and that was it. And the most for me, although I enjoy the book and it was really helpful, it's part of my process.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what came out of it is my friendship with you. I never
That's
thought
right.
that. I
Yeah.
never thought I would
That we would
like
become friends. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's a
Nice.
gift. Like we've mentioned
So
it,
many gifts. Yeah.
there's always a gift if we can find the gift
Yeah. Find the
behind the
gift.
challenge,
Yeah.
then we have grown.
Yes.
And the gift from my point of view, it's
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Oh, merci, Caroline.
The
C'est
relationship
gentil.
we have. Yeah.
Merci. Merci.
Mhm.
Carla, you want to speak? Go ahead. Merci, Caroline. I have to unmute you. You're still muted. There you
There
go.
we go. So there's, I read your book a while back and I don't have it with me to go back through because it's at the other house. But there's sort of three things that I remember. I told you two of them, but one of them is how deep and introspective your talks with Chloe were or are. They're ongoing, and I'm in awe of that because my conversations aren't quite so deep and introspective. So I look forward to the day when they can be. But you said something about relationships in there that really struck me. And you said all relationships are built on love. And even if those relationships have ended because of your grief journey and whatever, and people don't understand, there was still love there.
Mm.
And that I think about that often, about the people that don't know how to walk with me on this journey. And I remember that,
Mm.
with the relationships that have faded away. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. And then I told you this, John, because
He's
you
here,
left
by
us
the
all
way.
hanging. You
He is
left us all
here.
hanging with John. And now I know, but it was the John part where I was like, what? You left us hanging. So, but now I know the ending, so it's all good.
Yeah, now you know it all works out. Yeah.
But what you said about relationships, I thought that was like really profound, that even though many of them have ended, there was love there
There
when
was
they were
love.
there,
Yeah.
and that's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that makes me think of some of the stuff that I had been doing decades before without realizing that were honing my ability to connect with Chloe and all of us with Kids in Spirit. I mean, Rita, same for you, Sherry, Galen. We want to connect with our kids. We want to connect with our kids. And we want to be clear that it's them and not doubt. There's a part in there, Chloe says something about mom doubt is like the the destroyer of, of our connection. But years before, without even realizing why I was doing this, I would go to the library and pick out a biography, and I'd read the biography of that person. And when you really read somebody's biography, you really kind of get under their skin. You really get into their life. And then I would start talking to that person and I would start writing. And I realized that's how I wrote some of the automatic writing that I did. And it was because I kind of was already in their vibration and in their energy. So your child's energy, you know it so well. That's why, like, when my grandmother comes to me, it's a different energy than when Chloe comes. So recognizing their energy is not the issue. It's trusting yourself that what you're getting is from them. So that's what I did. And I didn't realize that it was a schooling for me. But you know what? The only time I finally realized it was about 2 years in, when it stopped. And then, because I had done some automatic writing that was amazing, I put them on, some of them on my site, like Abraham Lincoln. I mean, he gave me stuff about him and his the woman that he loved, and I had it checked by somebody, and they're like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. So he was one, but there were others. And I loved doing this work. I could have just kept doing that forever. Okay, that's another reason why it had to stop, because I was just happy doing that. Pick up a biography of Vincent van Gogh, read it, get under his skin, and next thing you know, his brother Theo is coming through and giving me all this information. Like, who wouldn't love doing this? And it stopped, dead stop. And I thought I had done something wrong. And I was told, no, you didn't do anything wrong. You just completed that part of your learning. You didn't need to do that anymore because you were, you had built that skill. I mean, I can always improve, but I had built that skill, which was good when I heard that, because I felt really guilty, that I had done something wrong. Funny, eh? We get on ourselves. I thought, oh, I should have put this material out. I didn't do it. I said, no, we just wanted you to learn that skill. So, Carla, it sounds a little crazy, but it's that saying, either everything is magic or nothing is magic. I mean, really, everything is magic to me, anyway. Just to be sitting here all together, in this place, in this beautiful place, and I mean, that's magic right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just thank you. You've brought so much to my life, and I enjoyed the book so much.
I'm
And
so
I
glad.
honor you and Chloe tonight.
Hooray!
So thank you for everything that you do, and including me in your fold. So I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I look forward to the second book.
Ah.
I hope it's still coming along.
It's slow. You know, there's another thing I was told, which is so true, that when you're comfortable, you get so lazy. It's the truth. It's like, I don't want to get, because I still get woken up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and told to go right now. I don't feel like getting out of bed. You know, now I got a nice little warm body beside me. It's like, I don't want to get out of bed. You're supposed to get out of bed. So I'm working on that, but I'm not there yet. But, yeah. So I don't, there's so much I could say about, about the last 10 years. Does anybody have anything they want to say? If not, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Funny, hi Reina, when I first wrote this book, I was so amazed. I thought everybody's going to go crazy. They are going to think this is the most extraordinary thing ever, because I thought it was the most extraordinary thing ever. But you know what happened instead? Nobody believed me. They didn't believe that it was really a conversation I was having with Chloe. So I was discouraged. I was like, how is that possible? So I did some book clubs in libraries, and I would have like 25, 30 women in around the table, and I would ask them, how many believe that I actually was having a conversation with Chloe? And out of 25 people, 3 or 4 lifted their hand. That was it. By the end of the night, I had 5 or 6. But I was like, I realized right then that you cannot convince anybody of anything. And that was not, in fact, the whole goal. The goal was just to help those who would come to the book themselves and be attracted to it and pick it up and read it, like Trish did, and like Caroline, out of a whole huge bookstore of books, she picks up that one book. So, yeah. So then I sort of went easy on myself, and I knew, okay, well, I am not here trying to convince anybody of anything, but if my words are true, if they're really honest, they will resonate. Yeah, they will resonate. Johnny, I see you up there. Would you like to say a few words? You too. You thought the whole thing at the beginning was a bit. So everybody, this is John. And what happened was, actually, I'll give just a little story, is that I rented this house for 1 month. And I stayed a year and a half. And I wrote the book. The book took only 5 months to write. I wrote the book, and I left after a year and a half. And at the end of the book, there's a passage that really was like throwing a bomb in our relationship. It was like, yes, you love him, but if you want to keep growing and if you want to keep expanding spiritually, you're going to eventually grow apart from each other. Well, I left, and we did not speak for 3 years, not one word for 3 years, until but then I realized my heart, it wasn't open anywhere else. So I finally called John on his birthday in August of 2020, and we got back together. And so that's it now. And now I live here with him, and I still rent this little cottage. And that's why I always welcome my friends to come and to spend time here and to be in this healing place, because it really is a very special place. Hi, Jenny.
Do you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, good. You know I love you, right?
I do. Uh-oh, what are you going to say now?
You have to turn the light down a little.
I have to turn the light down?
You have to turn the light down.
Okay.
The light is like beaming.
Okay, hold on. I'll turn the light
It's
down.
too bright.
Hold on.
So now that we've gotten rid of her,
Oh, that's better. Is that better? Yeah.
let's see.
Hold on. I can't hear you because I have to put the little headphones in. Actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's much better.
That's better? Okay, good.
while you were up adjusting the light, I told everybody that, now that we've gotten rid of you, I can really say what. No, I think it's wonderful that you're doing this. I think it's wonderful that your book um, gains acceptance continuously from the oddest places. But like you say, when you decided that you'd let the universe allow people to find it, they did, and they
Mhm.
do. And for sure, you do wonderful good with it. It's it's really it's lovely. It's I'm for sure I'm struggling to keep up, and I don't know whether I should um, struggle or if I could just kick back, chill out, and put my brain more in tune with what I believed before I met you.
Mhm.
And in an odd way, I feel like this is how I feel. Just in terms of the spirituality, it feels like I'm holding myself back. But in terms of our relationship, it's nothing like what the book had described towards the end. What with Chloe and what with you, and it's
But
real.
that's a good point, in that we always have free will. It's like that line that said, well, and when you hear something from spirit, you always think, well, they know way better than we know, so they must have all the answers. And I decided, no, I am going to go on my journey. I appreciate what you said. I'm grateful for what you said, but no, I am going to do things my way because we always do have that free will. And I was not going to just let things implode. So I would like to bring everybody's attention to some of the material. Does anybody else have anything they really want to say? I mean, you're all welcome to speak. Everybody is welcome to speak, and you can all unmute yourselves if you like. Do you have a question? There are two
Yes.
participants that have raised their hand. I'm looking for who's got a raised hand.
It's Sherry. I just wanted to
Oh,
say
Sherry,
something quickly, if
hi.
I
There
can.
you
Hi,
are. Of
Andrea.
course.
I just want to share very briefly that it was a privilege to meet Andrea, and I did meet her through this wonderful book that she wrote with Chloe. And I realized that it's also an entry point. It really is an entry point for each of us for our own journey. Early on in a book, I had read my child's name, Gabriel, and that just gave me a little wink like, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track. But I'm going to fast forward because I followed Andrea and I was doing the sound healing and I was doing all the things that were bringing me great comfort. And in April of 2024, I know she already knows this, but attended a sound healing and I was actually intending whatever I received from it, I was hoping it would go to a friend of mine whose child that April was hitting their 7 month mark of being on the other side. So that was my intent. And during the session, I felt my own child press up against me. It was the first time I'd ever felt that. And I didn't want to move. And I just wanted time to stand still and I could feel the little body next to me. And I got a beautiful message, and it was to help me with something that my mom was struggling with so badly, health wise. And I got an answer that helped resolve everything. And I'm just going to tie it in. The person that I was trying to send my energy to ended up being the therapist that gave me a healing for my mother. And if it wasn't
Mm.
for Chloe and if it wasn't for Andrea, none of those connections would have happened. So I know they can work their magic there and it continues to weave. So I just wanted to share that I think it's really an entry point to so much more. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart because that is a memory that greatest blessing. So thank you.
And we will see each other again
I
this
can't
year.
wait.
It's
Yeah.
August. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Sherry. Yeah. And if anybody has a question too, it doesn't, it's whatever you wish it to be. Cassia, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
So I wanted to tie into what Sherry was saying, but also to add on to what John just said.
Mm.
John, you just said that you're happy to see that the book is getting so much acceptance, but it's not just acceptance. This book has so much like healing power. Can I read an excerpt
Oh,
from
please do. I love that background, Cassia. It's crazy beautiful.
I know it's the path, and I think it's
Gorgeous.
because I have two excerpts, one from 79, when she talks about
Oh,
Saint Augustine, but I want to actually to kind of tie into what John was saying. I have another one. Mom, as an aside, healing circles are powerful, which is what we are really doing right now and what you are doing with your sound, right? When you attend the Tuesday night sound healing at Carol's,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if I pronounced it Carol's,
Yeah, that's right.
please direct your healing. So this is going to what Sherry was just saying. Please direct your healing with intent, not
Ah,
just a general, all over the place idea of sending healing. Send it to a specific person or a specific spot on the planet, or even to a specific vibrational frequency. Get specific with your healing thoughts, and they'll have much greater value and volume.
ah, that's a
So
good
this
one. See, I
healing,
forgot that one. Yeah, get specific. By the way, you know the St. Augustine prayer, John is the one who gave me that prayer. Yeah,
there you go, beautiful.
there
And
you
I have
go.
it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see.
he's the one who gave me that
Now we
prayer.
won't see it because of the background,
Yeah, yeah, but
but I have it with hearts and like going back to it.
yeah, yeah.
So very healing book. So your circles are very healing, but the book also, whoever puts their hands on it. So it's not just the acceptance, it's the healing that it brings.
There was I know Kim is here. I don't know, Kim, if you want to talk about the email you sent me and the comments that were incredible, but it's a personal thing, so I'm not going to bring it up. But Kathy, you have your hand up. I just, there's just so much to share about how the invisible world is working with us, through us, in us all the time. I mean, I don't know. Everything is magic. That's about all I could say. No? Kim, do you want to share?
Well, I think anything I say would be an understatement.
But you know, from the point of view, Chloe was really hard to love. I mean, I did not hide that, you know? When I read again the book just in the last week or two, it was hard because I remember that night that I found the weed and I called the police and I waited and I called them back and they didn't show up. They didn't show up. And I wanted them to handcuff her and take her down to the station. And I wanted them to give her a wake up call, you know? And no matter what I did, it didn't work. And one thing after another. And oh my God. And then to hear just a few days ago, we have this beautiful gallery reading, and this medium, Chloe, comes through, which was not really a surprise because I never attend these gallery readings. But this time I was like, Mom, you got to attend. So I did. And she came through. And she's a therapist and she's a healer. And she says, Ma, all of that stuff. Remember, Sherry, you were there. You heard it better than me, even. I had to go back and listen to it on the recording. But she said, Mom, all that story, it just has made me the the therapist and the healer that I am today. And as this medium is sharing this, she's crying and she's saying, wow, Chloe is really like an advanced being helping others. Wow. So who's to say, how can we ever judge anybody we see anywhere doing anything? But she did push me to be a better mother and be much more loving unconditionally. I mean, you had to love her unconditionally because you couldn't love her any other way. She was such a nightmare. It's the truth. She was such a nightmare. So you had to just go beyond all that and know that inside of her, she was pure and perfect. And somehow this was her soul's plan. But Kim, what you had said was about that aspect, about how you see your daughter through a different lens.
What about my daughter?
Well, it's like the idea is that how we want our kids to do this or we want our
Right,
kids to
right,
achieve
right,
that. And we have all these sort of rules of how they should act and how they should
right,
behave. And what it really all just comes down to is all they really want us to do is love them and give them a hug. That's it. They don't want us to
right,
tell them anything else. They just want us to have faith in them and believe in them and love them.
right, right. And Chloe taught us to, she was, she had I mean, first of all, you're an excellent conduit, and we appreciate you for, doing this for us. But Chloe is the true star here. She,
Yeah.
she, was- everybody in our lives has an expiration date. And so hers was really brief, but we had to see that to appreciate where she is now. So Chloe was just her. She just, look, things in life are not that bad. Look at me. Look at what I've done. So now that you can look at your daughter, she's an angel. She didn't do anything I did. So if she didn't do anything I did, then your child is a true angel because I live fast. I was resistant. That's how Chloe was. And she just was her. And we just have to love her for that. But she also has other work, which she did after she got out of that limited body. When we get out of a limited body, we have a limited body, we can only do so much. It's malfunction. You can't think straight. You can't advise. You can't be an example. You're just, degrading. But now that she doesn't have that in the way, she's expansive. She could do anything because we're not distracted or disrupted or limited to.
And that it was all just like lessons, it was all food. It was all learning. But doesn't it help? Like, I know for me, because I have a son who's not well, and it's the same with him. I have to just see him as beyond this body and beyond some of the crazy stuff, just as that being who's on his soul's path. But it's hard. But I know that I signed up for this journey. I know I signed up for it. Did I ever tell? I don't think it's in there. I had, I don't know, I had a flash once, a past life flash that Chloe and I were sisters. And that's it. I always knew that we had been sisters because I always used to call her, it was a slip of the tongue, slip of the tongue. I always used to call her my sister. So one day I was meditating and I said, why do I call her my sister? And I was shown another lifetime, and I was about 17 and she was about 14, and she had all these bad habits that she had in this life. But I was 17. I couldn't handle this younger sister who was a total nightmare. And so I abandoned her. I left her, and she got sick and she died. but she was all by herself. And I know that when I was with her in this life, I knew, oh boy, you're right, Chloe. I knew that that was my soul's journey, was not to abandon her. And man, did she try everything to get me to just walk away. But I didn't. I didn't. And for that, I am so grateful. Yeah, but man, did she try. She really did. So,
You were the
Kathy,
most courageous mother, Andrea. I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no, I'm not courageous. I
Well,
just had to do what I had to do. But I think there's an element of faith in there. Faith that this journey, there's a reason for all of this. You know?
yes, I believe that.
Faith. Yeah, there's a faith. Oh, God, just talking about it is like hard.
Andrea, can you expound more upon Chloe and where she said she is? Like, could she,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Now, I just want to see who's speaking because
is it not showing up?
I'm not sure.
Laura, right here?
Oh, hi, Laura.
Yes.
Laura sends me the most amazing emails.
Oh,
There you are.
you've been a godsend to me. I'm so grateful. You and
So,
Chloe.
so you see, by the way,
Mm,
your name as it appears, it says Zoom user, and you can change that, okay? So you can rename it. So I'm going to do it for you, all right? I'm going
Okay.
to do it right
Thank
now
you,
so we
Andrea.
don't have to know you as Zoom user. Ta-da! You're Laura,
Thank you. You know,
okay?
Andrea, before you say this, tonight I had
Yes,
to
go ahead.
download the app and I've been asking, the love of my life who just passed. I said, I want you to give me another sign. As I downloaded the app, all of a sudden a message came up and it said, he wants to meet with you between the 6th and the 18th of February. And I said, oh my God, like it just popped up out of nowhere. And I took a screenshot and I said, they're always talking to us, no matter what. And all this week, I want to say, and I do talk to Chloe, and especially as I read the book, there was a song that came on by a musician I've never heard of named Chloe. All week long,
Oh.
her name has shown up in things. And I said, well, Chloe, I'm going to go meet with your mom this week, so keep showing up. But
There
I
you
want to
go.
hear more about where she
Yeah,
says she is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, by the way, that reminds me, the first sign, pretty much one of the first signs I ever got from her was I opened my cell phone and it said right there, Chloe is fine.
Yes, I heard
That
about that
was
last night.
that was insane. Yeah, Chloe is fine. And then I picked up the phone and it disappeared, but it was like, oh my God, there it is in black and white. So you're right, the signs are everywhere. They keep
Yes.
making them and they get more, they get intricate. They build them sometimes over days, sometimes over weeks.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially when you start to really believe and you stop doubting, wow, then the magic just keeps happening. Yeah, yeah. You know, Chloe was ill, so we had time to come up with a special phrase, and it had to be something both of us could totally relate to, and so it was the phrase iced cappuccino, because I used to take her every day, and even when she couldn't eat, we'd go through the drive-through and get her an iced cappuccino. So for sure, it was going to be iced cappuccino. And some of you might have heard this, but she made some of the craziest signs with iced cappuccino, bottles of iced cappuccino showing up in all kinds of crazy places. But last year, when my son was in the psych ward, and I was in there, and I was standing there saying, oh my God, Chloe, what, what is going to become of him? Please let me know. Give me a sign that you are here. And one of the other psych patients, within about 3 seconds, like telepathy like this,
Yes.
started screaming, get me an iced cappuccino, get me an iced cappuccino. And that, and when I realized what he was saying, I said, okay, Chloe, stop. And he stopped. Instantly, he stopped. And
Wow.
I realized our communication with them is so swift, it's so telepathic. That's the problem. We don't realize how telepathic it is. We think it's all complicated and it's got to be like years of study and trial and no, they are really right in front of our noses. Like she told me one day, she says, "Ma, if you only realized, you'd be bumping into us all the time." Yeah,
Yes, tell us more, Andrea.
yeah. But yeah, there's signs everywhere, everywhere. I know initially, because I asked her, I said, "Where are you? How come I hear you as clearly as we are communicating now? Even clearer, like super clear." So this is what she told me at the time. And I know it has changed now. It's not that anymore. But she said, "Mom, let's say this is the whole universe, okay? Let's say this is the whole thing. And you are here." She said, "I'm right here. And so I have not crossed over yet. And I'm staying really, really close so that you can hear me really clearly." Now, my grandmother had come to me and told me to make a logo. We're going into business. And she's the one who really, really pushed and helped me start Grandma Emily's Granola. And when Chloe passed, my grandmother said to me, "You won't hear me anymore. I am moving away because it becomes too many different conversations that are going on." And she didn't want me to get them mixed up. So I was here and Chloe was here. And after the 5 months, she said, "Ma, I got to go now. It's time for me to leave." And you can feel it at the end of the book. There's a different tone. It doesn't sound the same. And I know now her personality still exists for me, but it's different. It's different. And we're certainly, there's no relationship that's a mother-daughter at all. It's really a soul-to-soul relationship now. Yeah.
So she hadn't crossed over yet?
No, not while we were writing the book, because she used to come and wake me up in the morning. I know that sounds crazy, but
No.
the whole thing sounds crazy. She
No.
used to dig her chin into my shoulder. It's really painful, actually, when somebody does that. And that's how she would get me to wake up, like at 4:30 in the morning. And like I remember her doing that when she was here in the body. You know what they say, by the way? The only thing, I was telling this to Johnny the other day, the one thing they miss is hugging. That's the one thing they miss. So Sherry, when you were talking about your son, Gabriel, hugging you, it's the one thing. So for them to be able to come close enough to hug means you really raised your vibration very high. Yeah, which is why I do sound, so that we can all raise our vibrations. Yeah, yeah. So, Laura, I don't know a lot more about where she is. I do know that when I really need her, she comes. Like I had an incident that happened about 3 weeks ago with my son. Actually, it was December, end of December. And so I started driving, but I didn't drive all the way to Florida. I just drove around and I ended up not too far away, but there was a grocery store there. And I thought, well, if I'm going to drive around and waste my time and try to clear my head, maybe I'll go do some groceries at the same time. So I'm in the grocery store and I pick a few things up. I go to the cash and I'm like, "Chloe, I need your help. I need to know that we are going to be able to help him through this." And another cashier runs up to my cashier and she says to him, "Is she here yet? Is she here yet?" I swear to you. And this cashier, this guy, looks at her and says, "Yes, Chloe is right here." And I looked at him, and she always tells me, "Mom, I'm right here." It's not like Chloe is here. He said, "Yes, Chloe is right here." And I'm like, "What did you just say?" And he repeated it. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, how did you do that? You just kind of put this scenario together and put the words in these people's mouths. Like, how does this even work? And it's beyond my comprehension. I do not know how it works, but I needed to know that she was right here. And I asked her, and he answered me, yes, Chloe is right here. And there was nobody else there. It was like, yeah, Chloe is right here. So, yeah. Hold on. You are muted, Laura. Go ahead. You can unmute. And I'm looking. Oh, there's Kathy.
The love of my life I met the first day of school when I was 18. And the moment I saw him, I knew him. I knew I loved him and that he was going to be the love of my life. And I turned to my best friend and said this. And she said, I was thunderstruck. What made you say that? I said, it was like the words weren't my own, but I knew him. And this haunted us for the 38 years we were together. And when he passed away, I knew he was going to meet up with me, and he said he would. Well, 10 days later, I got out of bed. It was 4 a.m., and I got back into bed, and all of a sudden, I saw the covers move, and then I could feel somebody rubbing my leg, and I'm like, you're here. And then he materialized in an ethereal way, and he
Oh,
said, I know now. He said, we knew each other pre-incarnation, and we wanted to incarnate together, but we couldn't. So we decided that even though our lives would be challenging and there would be a big age difference between us, we said we did not want to be separated. And yes, you were right. We knew each other from before. And it was like, it was full circle, and wow, I
so
just,
beautiful.
yeah. Yeah. And I
Hmm.
don't think I'm sorry. I don't think I told you this, Andrea, but how I got to know you was when I was very sick 4 years ago. My guardian angel had come because I was nearing death. And I knew that. And I kept seeing your video at Jeff Morris podcast show up. And every fiber of my being said, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. And I knew it, but I was in the chaos of treatment and stuff. And I said, I will, I will. Well, my guardian angel came. And like you said in your near death experience, this person knew my name. Well, the guardian angel says, that did not show up by mistake. That woman, Andrea, you have to call her and you have to get in touch with her and you have to watch that video. And I said, wait a minute, she's going to think I'm crazy. But I wrote you the
I
letter
know.
and I said, I don't think she will because of what she's gone through. But yes, my guardian angel is the one that said, you must get in touch with this woman. And I said, but how? What is she going to help me? And he said, you'll know when you speak to her. And part of it was Chloe's book and your grandmother helping you with a business, which I'm hoping to do soon. I mean, it's amazing how things come full circle. But
Mm.
yes, he said Andrea Curry, and
Whoa.
he picked you out. And I said,
Wow.
I will. And then he made me sit down and watch it. Sorry, my
Nice.
cat's crazy. But I wanted you to know, yes, you're
But
known in the spirit realm and this angel.
wow. But
Yeah.
actually, that's a good point is that there are no secrets. None.
Yes.
None. There are no secrets. I always tell people everything you
There's no.
think, say, and do, especially think, because your thoughts are so telepathic. Everything you think, say, and do is known. Imagine if more people knew that.
Yes, you
Imagine if
say
they
that.
knew that we are accountable for everything we think, say, and do. Wow.
Yes. You put that in the book and you talk about that in your interviews. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
it's
different we
true.
conduct ourselves.
Yeah,
And I do say that to people like all that's been hidden is made known and
yeah.
nothing is hidden.
Nothing is hidden. Nothing is hidden. No.
So
Well,
does
thanks for that. Yeah.
yes, yes, very
Uh,
special. And I thank you and Chloe. And I'm reading the book again now. Wonderful.
wow. And now you can look at it from an entrepreneur too, and look at those 12 steps to starting a business and all of that. There's so much. Yeah, that's good. Oh, well, I'm glad, Laura. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry for your loss, but you
Thank you.
had him. Wow, how amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, no, he still keeps in touch and
yeah.
I still have connections with a lot of people who passed. In fact, my father, when he had passed away, my mother and I had come home one day and he was on our answering machine leaving a message. I kid you not. I still have the message. And they said that some spirits know how to manipulate electricity.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it sounded like he was in a tunnel and he was really trying to say something. But I had dreams for 6 months of him at his wake, and I didn't know it was him. And he'd come up to me and he'd say, "But I'm not dead. You have to believe me." And I said, "This isn't a dream. He's trying to tell me." And he stays in touch. And I got to have that answer machine message like enhanced. I want to know what he said. But it was
You know,
shocking.
it's true. And there is actually, I went to the Arthur Findlay College in England, which is the college, a huge college of psychic studies. And there were people there that were working with equipment to
Yes.
do this, to harness the voices and to take out all the static. And oh, yeah. So it's this, yeah,
They
people
sell
are,
radios that do that. I don't know if you know that, Andrea.
no, I didn't know that.
Yes, and you could, play with the frequencies and say the person's name, and I've witnessed it. It's amazing. So they
Wow.
use that frequency to, you know, make their voice manifest. It's wild. And Edison and Tesla were going to make a phone to heaven, but I think they shut it down because they didn't want us to know certain things, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was
Well,
done for evil.
well, yeah, I don't know about that. I do know, though, that there's so much more going on than we realize. And when you open yourself up to it and stop doubting, you kind of have to develop your faith too, though, at the same time. Because it's not strange or weird or scary. It's beautiful. And it's what's really going on, this incredible web of life. So I think it works hand in hand with praying and meditating. I know for me it does. It's really made all the difference. Wow. Thanks for sharing, Laura. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kathy, I know that, hi there. How are you, Kathy?
Oh, I am wonderful. I'm so grateful I was able to be here. Usually I don't have Wednesday nights available, so it was meant to be. So I just want to say it's been several years since I read your book, but I just loved every minute of it, mainly because I loved you and just getting to know you better and getting to know Chloe and just, just seeing this journey of this mother and daughter is just was so powerful. And I've always been a wannabe. I've always wanted to be able to connect with spirit, having been a hospice nurse for 40 some odd years, and knowing that spirit world is so real, but just always wanting to connect with it. So to just see the ease that you and Chloe have, just to me, it's just so beautiful, and it's just something I always aspire to. And I also would like to say that I was thrilled to be able to see John, and that's a highlight for tonight. So if you're still on, John, great to see you, and I look forward to meeting you someday.
Oh, hey, Johnny's
And
here. Yeah.
and that she died on the 18th is the Hebrew number for blessed life. So anything that happens with an 18 in it is always very special to me. So I like that. And also, I am kind of like when you said that, love. Love is always there. That was the kind of something we always used in hospice. Nobody can take the love that you had away from you. No one can take your memories away. And just the whole idea of, the energy, you can't destroy the energy, and that's what we are. And it just changes form. And I know people used to say that spirits were like 3 feet off the earth plane. So it's just, I've always found it fascinating, and I just so loved your book, and I love what you do,
Thank you.
and I
Thank
love
you.
you as well.
You know what? They want to help us so much. We are always being called to ask them, to talk to them. There's a special connection that you have with your loved ones. It's different than you have with your team of guides and with the angels around you. Your loved ones, they really, really want to help. And even the ones who maybe were really contrarian when they were alive, and you think, I never want to see that person when I cross over. And you realize that they actually were just playing a role to help you grow. And yeah, they are really, really there for us. Yeah, yeah. And we should speak with them more. It's like as if it was seen as a negative, but it isn't. It's the most beautiful thing to talk to spirit. Yeah, it really is. Okay, so she wants me to read something. Hold on. And everybody can do it. Kathy, just sit and talk and write, especially write.
I do.
That's it. And so all you got to do then is just don't doubt.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's the one, eh?
And can I quickly ask you what
Of
your
course.
second book is about?
Well, what I wanted to do was show how lives intertwine over the ages. Because when I was a kid and she was my younger sister, and I didn't live up to what I should have done. So then we came back and we changed the relationship, but the learning was still there. It was still the same opportunity to learn. And that's the kind of thing where I would love to write something. I don't know if it's going to be like a fictionalized thing, but to show that we do keep circling back, keep learning, keep growing, and never to judge. But I don't know, it may not be that at all. You know, it may just start writing itself and it may just be something completely different. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I want to read something to you. Oh, yeah. This is, thanks a lot, Kathy. Johnny, Kathy is the lady that I bought the blue dress for.
It's my favorite dress. I love it.
But I went down to a IN's meeting in Connecticut a few years ago, and I was wearing this fabulous dress that John had bought me. And Kathy's at this meeting, and she says, "Oh my God, I love that dress. I want that dress." And I said, "Give me a T-shirt. I'll give you my dress. You love that dress so much. I was ready to just give you the dress." But I didn't have a T-shirt, so I came home, went to the store, and I bought you the dress.
I loved it. I still love it.
That's such a good story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's
Well,
funny, eh? It's a little thing, but it's something, you know, Kathy, you officiate. So you sent me pictures of you officiating and wearing that dress.
yes.
It's a great dress. Periwinkle blue.
Ugh,
That's the color. Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah. And I had once taken my pants off in somebody's driveway because they said they liked my pants. So I took them off and I was in my underwear in someone's driveway. So I got that when you said, "Oh, I'd take it off right now."
Oh my God. Sisters, I guess. Eh? That's cute.
Okay.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you, honey.
That's funny.
I wish Kathy was wearing that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
What a great idea. I didn't even think of it. I should have. That would have been great. Darn it. Sorry, next time.
next
When I
time.
come see you guys in Canada, I'll
Yeah.
wear the dress.
I keep telling you, come and
I
stay
know.
here.
And I keep
It's
telling you too,
such a
come and
healing
stay here.
place. Yeah. Yeah. Kathy has bears in her neighborhood. I did go to her place, and I get there in the afternoon, and she's not home yet. And I'm standing around waiting, and I want to go in the house, and nobody's there. And I hear these like, "Roo, roo, roo." She's like, "Oh, did you hear the bears?" I'm like, "What?" Sure enough, it was like mating season for bears. I was like, "Oh my God!" I was standing out there. Anyway, yeah. Okay. So this is actually I don't know. I don't know why I'm reading this, but this is my question to Chloe was, what about sudden death? And she says, there is no sudden death. All death is pre-planned. We simply may not be aware of it. Live like you can say goodbye. Live like you've already said the eulogy. Atone. Think about it, Mom. Atone. Find a tone that resonates and sing it out loud. Everyone should sing in whatever capacity, in whatever key. Your sound is you. Let it rise up. In so doing, up goes the spirit. It's funny how we don't sing. Yeah, don't sing enough.
I'm
So,
sorry, I have to just say something. Yesterday, I was practicing a mediumship with another lady, and after my turn, she was having a turn, and I got a message. The Song of Songs of Solomon from Bible, and one of the verses from there is that love is as strong as death. Exactly, the love is as strong as death. So, like when you are reading this, it is like sing the tune, and that's the Song of Songs. Yeah, that's all I can say because I'm like, oh.
so that's why I had to say that passage because I wasn't quite sure why. That's one thing. We get so many nudges. We get so many nudges, and just to follow them is hard because, okay, so Brenda is saying, I loved your stories. I have hundreds of questions. What? Just ask. Oh no, she needs to sign off. That's okay. Hundreds of questions. Yes, send me an email. Absolutely. But, I don't have the answers. All I know is that there was one message I was given to give to everybody, and that is, please take the time in whatever capacity to write your story. Write your story. Put it down. Write it down. Write your story. And as you begin, your loved ones will flow in to help you and to push that story along. So please write your story. Yeah. Even if you record it and then somebody else transcribes it, whatever it is, write your story. Always know that your story really matters. So it's 8:05, and so that's already been about an hour. And I just want to read you a last thing. Now, Miss Chloe was a nightmare in action. I know it's funny because she doesn't like it when I talk about that personality like that anymore. She's like, Ma, I'm not that. I am not that. Get over it. And it's true. But she was that too. And one of the things she did was she had this huge purse that she always lugged around, and it's like everything in the kitchen sink was always in that purse. And one of the things always in that purse was this book. So this was her book, and what a beautiful book. I don't know if you know this book, Mark Nepo, The Book of Awakening. It's a gem. Yeah, it's really a gem. And so it's every day of the year he writes a passage. And so I think I'm going to end on what he writes about February 18th. Okay? So here we go. It begins with a quote. Every day always begins with a quote. And he says, the same stream of life that runs through the world runs through my veins. We are so achievement oriented that we often surge right by the true value of relating to what's before us because we think that accomplishing things will complete us when it is experiencing life that will. Yet if we can outlast the urge to judge everything we encounter, I'm not making this up, these are the words, a miracle starts to surround us, in which painting, music, poetry, running water, flowers, wind through trees, open vistas, all touch and draw out their counterpart that lives quietly within us. The 19th century poet Gerard Manley Hopkins called this inner terrain the inscape. And just as no landscape can flourish without sun and water, our inscape must be irrigated and drenched with many forms of life if we are to thrive. So, when you're feeling stuck or disconnected from the miracle of life, as will happen to us all, try to listen, see, feel, and just take in. Try to let the energies of life stir their counterparts within you. Maybe that's why she chose 218. I don't know. Maybe it's because this is where we are. 218 is the address.
That was beautiful. Who's the author?
Oh, this is Mark Nepo. Hi, Galen.
Hi.
And it's called The Book of Awakening, and it's amazing.
Nepo, N-I-P-O?
Nepo.
Nepo. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was beautiful.
Isn't it? And he's got something for every day of the year. Oh, yeah, it's really a beautiful book. And it's heavy. And she used to carry this around. I used to fall out of her purse all the time and used to pick it up, put it back in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a cancer survivor.
He was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's when it all
Yeah,
came
he
to
still
an end.
is. Yeah. He's still alive.
Yeah,
He's
it
written
still
other
is.
books.
Yeah, it still is.
He's written other books, but not the same. This
No,
one is
yeah, I
really
picked the book and-
magic. Yeah, this one is really magic.
I could listen to your storytelling for hours. It is so beautiful. All that you have shared is really remarkable.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, it's I think it's a nice way to mark, this milestone of 10 years. Yeah. And Johnny, I just have to end by thanking you. Because from before I met you, and I know I'm a broken record, but seriously, making somebody laugh as they're walking into palliative care is no small feat. And then, I just came into this beautiful space, and healed and burnt a lot of wood. That little wood fire behind, it looks almost fake, but it isn't fake. I made a fire for tonight. And yeah, so thank you for allowing me to heal and for loving me. And thank you all for being here this evening. Maybe we'll do it again. Hey, maybe we'll do it
Well,
again.
yeah, you should. I think it's really worthwhile. And thank you for those lovely words. And this is perhaps a little bit odd, but miracles happen everywhere, and like you say, all the time. But I've never seen Caroline Brunet look so radiant and calm, and a smile that you couldn't tear off of her face.
Nice.
It's really nice. It makes me want to say that something's going to happen. Good.
But I have to say, John, it's also the fact that, well, I thank you, but that's the Andrea effect for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy either spending time with her and with you, but even through a screen, it does that effect to me. So yeah.
Non, c'est
Well,
gentil,
So looking
ça.
forward to meeting you again.
imagine what it does to me.
That's
I'm with
cute.
her all the time. Yeah, that was lovely, kid. Very
Thank
nice.
you. Yeah, he calls me kid. Khadijah wanted to say something, so I want you to unmute if you want to say something. Hi, Khadijah. Do you want to unmute? There you go.
So, you know the crystal you gave me?
Oh, yes. Idris, hi. Do you want to introduce yourself? Because we can't see you, so you have to say who you are and give us your age.
So I'm 8 years old, and I have fun using clay to make stuff.
Cool. And you've come for sound. You've come here.
Yeah.
And did you like it?
Yes.
Well, hopefully you can come back anytime. You can come with your mom, and Mocha will be so happy to see you.
Okay.
Okay?
So what I was gonna say
Go
was,
ahead.
you know the crystal you gave me?
Yes.
So I tripped in my room and it fell, and I cleaned up the pieces, but one got in my finger.
Oh, in your finger? Is it still there?
No, I took it out, but it was bleeding a bit, but I had to wash it, so it's okay now.
Wow. Well, now instead of one crystal, you have a bunch of them. Is that it?
No, I swept them up
Okay.
because I didn't want to get hurt, but it's
No.
still big. I want to
Okay.
show. I want to show. I want to show.
Well, next time you come, I'll give you a rock, a really solid rock.
It's this.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
still big.
Okay. Good.
It's right here. That fell off right here. I
Okay.
don't know if you can see it right there.
Yeah, you see
But
it just fine. Yeah.
it's
So imagine you know about, you were 7 years old and you came for sound twice, and you know how cool it feels to sit and to have all those music and all of the instruments, and good for you. I'm so glad that you come with your mom. And yeah.
I said I'm 8, but it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, you're 8. Okay.
I said 7 by accident. I said 7 by accident.
Oh, okay. You're 8. Okay. 8. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you soon. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Idris.
Good night.
Good night. And I just want to thank everybody for coming. And okay, we're going to just, I don't know, finish with a song. Okay? Not a high vibration, whatever, but just, I don't know, just something. Oh, this is a nice uplifting one. Actually, sometimes the music decides that it wants to play something, even though I am trying to play something else. That happens. And often the song that comes on when I'm trying to play something is this one. And so that's what we are going to play. So I'm going to mute myself first so that you all have a much better sound. And I thank you all for joining me. I love you all. And yeah, maybe we'll do something some other time. We'll just see how it goes. And thank you, Anjali. It's the middle of the night for you. Thank you for joining us.
Love you, Andrea and John. Thank you.
We can't hear you.
oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like
Good night, everybody.
high above the chimney top. That's
Good
where
night. Blessings, everyone.
Good night. Love
Good
and light.
night. Yeah,
Good
unmute,
night.
unmute if you
God
like,
bless
please.
you, Andrea. Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Thank you very much.
way up high.
Love you, Andrea. Love you, John.
Thank
Love
you.
you too.
Good night, John.
Good night,
Thanks for
John.
thanks for letting me play with you, girl.